Hi you guys, I'm back with another reaction video. I hope that all of you are doing great today. So I saw this video, Joe Rogan did Burns expose Khamzat Chimaev, so I thought we would check it out together. I'm just sitting here waiting for the Barca game to come on. My team drinking some tea. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble anything. Let's see what they're talking about.
But how do you do that if you have like a Gilbert Burns, Khamzat Chimaev fight? How do you not give both of those guys a bonus for that? Like Dana did. Dana gave Gilbert his win bonus.
I didn't know that.
Hamzat after the performance that Gilbert put in. I mean, that was an amazing performance.
No, I'm talking about this bonus here with the crypto.
Hamzat's face around with that right hand. I'm like, holy, Khamzat has a fucking chin.
You know, I put my money on Khamzat, but all the respect to Gilbert. What a fight it was. So good.
Because Gilbert cracked him.
Chimaev, he's impressive because he ended up winning, but I saw a lot of flaws today, and he's kind of an emotional fighter. If you go back and watch like the elite, these guys, they know how to compete. They know where to win.
The thing is, he's still like he's getting better and better. I feel like this fight, he learned a lot from it. Like the excitement just took over.
No, it's okay. You won the fight, but at the same time, it's like, hey, dude, you're starting to expose yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to show too much of that.
I like that though.
You're able
I'm
to
just
take
saying,
punishment, and I think that's what he showed this.
It's on his sleeve. Everything.
Oh my goodness, what a fight!
And he's probably overtraining too, because he's almost like, I train 5 times a day and all that, dude. All that stuff. If you're able to eat correctly, like you can be the best version of yourself. You don't have to overtrain or continue to keep doing these training five times a day like you can. I think he will become better because of it. But the question that I have is, will he change his training patterns? Because he was huffing, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just happened to have a little more heart than Gilbert Burns. And he was able to kind of pull away with it. But another experienced fighter that has been there before, like Kobe or Kamaru, now that changes a little bit. I think he has a better shot at 185 than 170, I promise you.
And this was a true test for Chimaev to really get an eye on him and see how good are you, kid.
Gilbert landed more strikes. Gilbert posted it on his Instagram, like the numbers, the breakdowns and the numbers.
What Gilbert didn't do right here, man, his composure, man. Bleeding, his demeanor. I think Chimaev was getting hurt too, though. But now Chimaev needed this humble pie. The key in that fight with Gilbert Burns, Gilbert Burns really fought him in that first takedown. And he was able to, get his respect. You know what I'm saying? And dude, it's tiring, man, trying to take somebody down, especially when you don't get it. So that's what happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is game!
Chimaev was just giving the wrong. He thinks he could walk on water a little too much, and that's partially probably our fault. My fault, everybody's fault, because we kind of put him on a pedestal.
Nah, but he's an entertainer at the same time. Like, he gave all the props that he could. Like,
he really hasn't proved anything. And then once he fought a top contender, man, a lot of people gave that fight to Gilbert Burns. He could have lost that thing.
I think someone could land many grazing shots and someone plants you with one. That one counts way more.
Yeah.
So if someone's...
but see, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm trying to get to is, how do you see fighting? That's where we have an issue with judging.
Yeah.
But it's
so subjective. But that's the point. Some people think a takedown is everything.
Yes.
Some people think a takedown only means something if you do damage.
Yes.
If the guy gets back up and you took him down, that's something, but you haven't inhibited him at all. All you've done is taken him down.
Yeah.
You haven't hurt him.
Yeah.
Because that happens oftentimes where you see a takedown and then it's just a positional scramble, and then the person gets up to their feet and no exchanges, no strikes landed at all. But he wins the round for that, which I think it should be worth something if you do damage, something if you threaten for a submission, but then less of a thing if nothing happens.
Exactly.
No ground and pound at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's subjective, because I think we can decide, what is most effective.
Yes.
Is a guy backing up and catching counter shots more effective, or is it you
coming forward
and being aggressive? Because that's the other thing. Like, people say, oh, the aggressor should be awarded more points. Like, always? Because maybe that guy's just making a tactical error.
Yeah.
If he's making a tactical error, the guy who avoids that error should be rewarded. The big thing that bothers me the most is not tough fights, it's weight cuts.
Yeah.
I just think it's a dumb thing. Guys that know what they're doing, they're professional fighters, they know that they're going to have a fight like like Khamzat and Gilbert just had, where both guys take crazy damage.
If Chimaev goes out there and fights the Nigerian Nightmare like that, he's in big trouble, man. We just saw him kind of become human here. And I almost feel like he's too big for 170. And I always said that, man. Like, he's too big. Like, yeah, you can make the weight, but you're barely able to make the weight where it really affects you. I think Chimaev at 185 pounds is a more dangerous Chimaev than 170 pounds.
Everybody understands that. It's part of the risk of the... But why is there an extra risk? Why is there this extra risk of, like, starvation and dehydration? What is that?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't... That hinders performance.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
They're already
I mean, think of the
body so
amazing
much.
performances we've seen in the UFC, and we've seen fucking amazing performances. I've got to imagine that
They were strong.
some of those people, as elite as we saw them, they're capable of something another level even higher if they weren't dehydrated. If their body was operating on like peak efficiency. It's not going to be peak efficiency if you dehydrate yourself down to like, some of these guys look terrible. There's a reason why we differentiate by size, because it's a big advantage. It's a giant advantage. And so everybody wants the best advantage. Like, how can I do it and still be healthy? Like, who does it the best? I think Usman does it the best, because he's big.
That guy's a fucking killer, bro.
He's big, dude. Anybody that's going from 55 to 70, go stand next to him. He's the perfect size for 170.
He wasn't able to take down Gilbert Burns. Does he have the ability to take down
It didn't look like he was trying though
Kobe
either.
or
Like,
the
he said that he didn't follow the text that they had. Like, he went out there with just too much excitement. It was
Nigerian Nightmare. I think Chimaev could probably still beat Kobe, but if it's a 5-rounder, which more likely would probably would unless they do like a fight night, then that's a different story. I think Kamaru just sits there, looks pretty. The more film that he gets on Chimaev, the better that Kamaru Usman's going to be able to kind of game plan for him.
Our judges are not educated.
Oh, I don't think that's true. I think a lot of them are educated. You're putting a guy's career, like the Jan Sterling fight, for instance. Very close fight. You look at it, you go, wow, how do you score this? You know, for sure, Jan, the fourth and fifth, it looked like he won those 2 championship rounds. But damn, we got to see that. I mean, we got to see some phenomenal grappling.
who will he fight
We got
next?
to see Aljamain put on a fucking back clinic. A back-taking clinic and holding. I mean, that's against a guy who trained to avoid his back. That's all. I mean, Aljamain is the backpack. Everybody knows he's a master at the rear naked choke. So that's what he's wanted to avoid, and he gets there anywhere. And once he gets there, he can't get free. The entire round, he's just defending against being strangled. Like, almost the entire round. That's worth a lot. The idea that that's a 10-9 is, to me, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's crazy. So fan
See, I need
bonuses,
to learn
previous
the
fan
rules, 'cause
bonuses,
I'm not at a loss
Khamzat
when you
Chimaev, Volkanovski, and Piotr Jan.
points?
Volkanovski. You want to talk about a dude who's on
Nasty.
another level.
He was there
Holy,
too.
he's so goddamn good this weekend. Oh, I was stunned.
Dang,
I was
how
stunned
tough was
watching that
Kobe?
performance, because I knew, you know, everybody knows Korean Zombie's tough. Everybody knows that Volkanovski is vicious. He's fantastic at ground and pound, vicious striking. But all that shit was on a totally different level Saturday night. Like, all of his footwork and movement, his ability to avoid counters, his timing, it was so precise.
Well,
I think he's even better now. I mean, I think he gets better every time we see him, and I think that was the best version of him by far. And not that all the other versions weren't super impressive too. He's just even better than he was before. I mean, that was a fucking masterclass. That was a masterclass in hitting someone and not getting hit.
Yeah.
And just
I didn't see
imposing your will.
That's
Those
Might
Volkanovski
have to
fights
check
were
it out.
wild. I was so bummed out at I wanted to see that third fight. I wanted to see how that plays out. Because Max has never looked better, and then Volkanovski on Saturday night has never looked better.
Yeah.
But how do you do that if you
That was the video, you guys. Let me know your opinion. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.